Hello everyone, so this time of the year children are going back to school and of course it's this mess again. What I mean by that is the school buses and we see it, and I used to get on a school bus, but particularly a few years ago you probably remember Norma Foley when she was Minister for Education, without even thinking about do we have enough buses or drivers or anything, we're going to make it all free, and that basically caused the mess we're in at the moment, and it should have been free from the very start a long time ago anyway. But long story short, a lot of bus drivers were tired in the last few years, and they're still retiring. And a lot of old school buses were taken off the road, and in a lot of cases they were never replaced because the state bus owners are state-run companies, run by the state, and they wanted to be what basically school wants to be privatised. That private companies would come in and do it, and they would charge the parents and stuff, of course. Imagine years ago they could run buses and get drivers and pay people. Now, see, the problem is with bus owners in the state, they want people to work for nothing, and they don't want to pay the bus drivers to drive the bus. And not to mention, it's a lot of hassle becoming a bus driver, and there's a lot of responsibility too. It's a very big responsibility driving school kids, etc. If something happened, God forbid. So take this up in this case in County Monaghan at the moment. South Monaghan has been from Clontarf to Clough MacCross. There's 40 students they don't know, and they're going back this week. Actually, sorry, this week coming, yeah. And who knows who's going to bring them if this is going to be sorted. And we'll just take this up in Cavan at the moment. There's a situation, and take it's been resolved, but the parents got an email. This is this week just gone by, this Wednesday gone by, because the children are going back this Wednesday to school. So basically a week's notice, saying there was no bus and there was no driver to drive the kids. So only for there was an uproar and stuff like that, something was done. And take this up in County Meath, there's many students left without buses, school buses, away to get to school. Just because they won't fucking pay. Excuse my language, but that's the simple answer. All the politicians in Cavan can bullshit all they want. But it's simple as the matter is, they don't want to pay people. They want it to be privatised. The same with everything in this fucking godforsaken country. Excuse my language. But it's the same with the council cleaning the roads and doing potholes and fixing the roads, tarmacking the roads. It's all contracted to foreign crowds in Northern Ireland. Why are we giving the money to people in Northern Ireland? Could we not employ our own people, Irish people, young Irish people, to fix the roads through the county council instead of going and giving the money to people in Northern Ireland? It doesn't make any logic. Why are you doing that? It makes no sense. It's the same with everything in this godforsaken country. They want everything to be outsourced and private companies doing it. It's the same with buses. Like take for example, when I was young, I remember going to the Cavan town when I was in primary school now. And it used to be always bus errand buses. I remember going out to Breffni College where I went to secondary school, and it used to be just full of bus errand buses. And this is only probably in 2011, 2012 or so, give or take, maybe 2013. But I remember all the Breffni College buses, like literally bus errand buses, excuse me. All of them there was no private bus at all. And now when I went to secondary school, in the last 2 years I was going out of secondary school and I was doing the leaving cert, etc. Not too long ago, a few years ago. You could see it slowly creeping in. They were taking bus errand buses. Take for example the bus I went on. They were tired of that, but thankfully they got a new bus because there was talk about them not replacing it, but only for a kick-up. That was the only way it was going to be done. But that's what happened. The privatisation eventually came in. There was private buses, there wasn't bus errand buses. And see, this is what they want, really, in a way. They want it all to be privatised. And the politicians can bullshit all they want, but that's the way it's going, and that's the simple truth. And bus errand's not doing well financially. Bus errand has lost 3 million the last year, just last year alone. 3 million in revenue and stuff, for many different reasons. But yeah, it's always just a mess. Like I don't know how they only do this last minute. The government and the Department of Transport and the Department of Education too. Do they just sit down the week beforehand and say, yeah, we have enough buses, we have enough bus drivers? Did they do that? They must just do it the last minute, because I don't know how. They had a few months to sort all this out. So I don't know why it's wearing its head now, pretty much. It's the same every year. Like they need to be doing this as soon as the schools are finished for the summer. Before the summer holidays, they should be looking at it to make sure, yeah, we have drivers, we have buses, yeah, everything's sorted. Instead of doing the last minute, because that's what's happening at the moment. But anyway, let me know to subscribe for more, bye. Let me know if you're affected or a parent in this situation. Let me know. Thank you.